We are so back. Link is posted. Content time is pung. And we've got a lot in store today that I'm excited to go over. There were not only some really tight battles in week one, also some hilarity ensued. How much of week one did you end up catching, Toady?
I saw a couple. I didn't see any of the highlighted ones though.
So you'll be going in blind?
Yeah, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, no, these ones are all blind for me. I only watched a couple of the games when they were live.
Definitely in for a treat if you want to share your screen with me so I can be on the same
right.
page as you. And we can just get right into it, I think.
Right on. Let me go. There it is. Okay. All right, now you can see my screen in real time.
Crazy. And yeah, we have a week one replay review for the Nahyma Battle Academy.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Do we think we got enough folks in? Oh, am I quiet? Let me see. I can bump that up a little bit. Is that any better?
It is so good. I mean, it's good for me. You didn't sound quiet.
Yeah, but I sometimes adjust the settings on OBS if it's looking like it's topping out.
Content. Yo, we got Skyhops, Azzy, Yoshi. Welcome.
Let's switch over to replays here.
Too loud now.
Is it too loud now? God damn it. Alright, how about this? What if I compromise by turning it back down, but then sitting closer to the mic?
I mean, you've sounded fine to me, I'm not gonna lie, so I will defer this to chat.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yo, we got Dre here too.
That?
Welcome. Okay, so to get right into things, we're gonna go from our All-Star division down to, we have one replay for each division, actually, I should specify. So we'll be doing All-Star and then Hustle and then Swarm and then Truant. And then at the end, we'll also have a week one standing snapshot that we're gonna review. There's it almost perfectly ended up in a really funny way for All-Star, but we'll take a look at that at the end, so stay tuned for that. So up first we have Knight Triumphant, or Azzy in chat, versus Zeb Strike 'em Down. Two long-standing top players. I don't think there's any bad blood or any rivalry or anything like that between them, but these two players go neck and neck all the time whenever they play, and it's always a banger. So, any thoughts or insights before getting into this?
I'm trying to remember where I ranked these teams. Like, I'm pretty sure I like Azzy's team just because of the Mega Venusaur and the Greninja.
Yeah, we were excited about the Terra Lucario as well.
Yeah, oh, that was this team with the Terra Lucario. Okay, yeah. And then Zeb's team looks pretty standard for Zeb.
Yeah, I definitely put Zeb's team a little lower just because I was tired of him running sand.
Yeah.
But then I also just run sand half the time anyways, so
yeah.
Kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Yeah. I've never witnessed any hostility between these players, so I think they were
less hostility and
sure
more
they played
like
a
rivalry.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't when I say bad blood, I don't think there's actually any bad blood between like any of our players. It's extremely chill. But definitely more of like a friendly rivalry. I do think that these two players are good enough to respect each other, but I don't think there's necessarily like a budding back and forth going on. I'm curious, maybe Azzy, if you remember what your record is against each other, that'd be a pretty good stat. But for now, we can get into it. I think if I were to look at leads, I mean, Lando and Gren just look like such solid leads all the time. If it's a Heatran lead into Sand, I would probably expect some sort of offensive Heatran to take things kind of off guard with maybe Terrifier Eruption or something. I'm pretty sure Heatran and Lucario were the captains.
Yeah.
Versus
I was gonna say,
Excadrill.
or even just like a an air balloon against this team. Like, there's
Yeah,
nothing that
also
really like
true. Balloon
strikes
would be good.
first against the air balloon Heatran.
Yeah, that would only be if it's lead. But I feel like Lando
Yeah.
into Sand is just really good. You could expect that since Lando is so good into Sand, that Weavile might be the counter lead.
Weavile's not a bad lead
Because it can also do a lot of damage to Greninja as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a look at where the leads were, and we can take a look at the Terra Captains too.
Doing the Lando and the Weavile. So
Lando versus Weavile, yep, perfect.
And
the
the
Terra Captains, you got to scroll up a little.
All right, let's see if I've
We
learned
have
anything.
Dark Lucario.
Okay. Not
and
Terra,
Grass
not Terra,
Heatran.
Grass Heatran. Okay, and then
Flying Excadrill.
Excadrill, and then no other captain.
That's it. Yeah. I'll let you have the next one.
Yeah.
Gotta show you how it's done.
You know what I found out recently, and not like found out, but like realized because I'm doing the low tier draft. Since Inner Focus now ignores Intimidate, it's just a strict downgrade when you evolve to Weavile. Like a Weavile.
Oh yeah, because Sneasel has it, right?
Yes, Sneasel has Inner Focus, and I realized when I was like building some teams, like, wait, I almost ran a clear amulet against like an Intimidate team. Like, wait, I don't need to do this. Like, he's just immune to Intimidate, and it's just funny now because it's back when they originally got their abilities. It didn't do that. It was just the the flinch.
Inner Focus sucked, and it was always like oh yay, now you can run. What does it replace it with? Pressure. It's like at least this is technically usable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's just funny to me. Just seeing the lead with the Intimidate is like, wow, wouldn't have been intimidated if it was a Sneasel.
So if this is a Scarf Lando, it can probably stay in U-turn. I wouldn't expect a Weavile to click Shard here. I would probably expect either a switch from the Weavile to Scout the Scarf, or if it's like banded, you might be able to get away with the Shard.
Yeah.
But the U-turn's gonna kill if it stays in, right? So it's a risk either way. The safer play is to switch Weavile just to Scout. And
I would think maybe just looking at this team, like, are you thinking about rocks against this team? Like on boots, potentially Magic
Regen,
Guard, best spinner in the game, Regen, not best spinner in the game, but you know what I mean.
Magic Guard,
very good spinner, and then like Gigalith.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you were trying to get rocks up first turn, like you're not probably doing that against this team. Like if that's your play with the Lando, like I don't think that's what you do.
I think rocks are almost always good, especially paired on a knockoff Pokemon. So if you are Rock's knockoff, I think you always have a good game plan into Zapdos that has to be like specifically defog boots. So I think it is.
I'm just thinking if you're leading though, like with the risk of the Weavile leading as well, like I feel like if your plan is just to click rocks, it's not very likely that you lead the Lando here just for that possibility. So I think it's more likely that it's like a Scarf or something like that.
Yeah. You can Scarf rocks, but I do think it's unlikely. Yeah. Let's see what I click.
Pursuit.
It's actually just Pursuit.
So
that's a crazy read.
And we get the Magma Storm.
It switches. Hold on, pause. Yeah, it switches to Heatran on the.
Oh, there's the balloon, but not as a lead. Just
turn one. Yeah, so it's interesting that as he would have sacked his balloon turn one.
Well,
to the Weavile.
He meant. Oh, I guess he was swapping either way. So it's not like
he was switching into the Heatran. Yeah, I feel like that balloon's really important. I definitely don't think the Lando was supposed to be led into Weavile, and the Pursuit is really just a crazy call out. Because if that was Scarf Lando, then that Weavile might have just died.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy call out. I'm wondering what maybe the rest of the team was, if he saw it and thought like, oh, like something was missing that he was planning this for, and that's why he did the Lando instead, and not like maybe a balloon lead here. I don't know.
But Lando I think is just good into
really good here.
Lando's good into the Gigalith and even the Drill and sometimes the Zapdos leads. So it was like a safe lead, except the Weavile definitely took him off guard.
Yeah. Which is surprising. So he goes straight for the Toxic, gets scalded, and loses his balloon.
Yeah. So it's definitely not good when you have to drop your balloon. It is Terra Grass, so you do still have the counterplay to bait out the Earthquake from Excadrill, which is the whole point of the air balloon here is for Drill.
Yeah, but maybe at that point you're also waiting to see like if you're going to need to Terra Lucario or not.
Yeah, as he says in chat, I wanted to click EQ turn 1 versus Weavile, but chickened out.
Wow.
Crazy.
What was I going to say with the... Oh yeah, based on that damage for the Skull, this has to be just is this fully SpDef Heatran? If he's toxic
How
and
much
took
did it do? 44?
Like 50%, yeah, 44 from Scald while still fire. I feel like that has to be pretty SpDef, or at least HP.
I would say at least HP. I don't think it's SpDef, especially if you're running Balloon. You want to be able to take on like a Terra Blast from Excadrill too.
Could just be HP though.
That would be my thought.
Yeah, and there's the Scald burn for the potential physical Greninja.
True. I mean, its U-turn is gonna chip less. Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it barely.
At least he has Sledge Wave now for Clefable and doesn't need the.
Doesn't need Gumshot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. So this might be
sound effects are kind of loud.
First, this might be the first Enamorous Therian we've seen drafted in, at least in Hustle, that's now All-Stars. I'm not really sure. It might have been drafted before, but I always feel like this thing on paper is just an absolute truck. And I think we're about to see exactly what it can do when you just go all-out offense.
Yeah.
Rather than like the Iron Defense Draining Kiss set.
So there's the Moonblast.
It definitely hits like a truck.
Huge. But what I'm wondering
and
is,
okay, enough you can stay in here.
Yeah, like so you put the Zapdos in. Like, what do you think the Zapdos is threatening there?
I mean, it does threaten a Thunderbolt. It threatens a Thunderbolt, but I agree with Azu's play there, where you just call that out.
You
if
probably
you flex Thunderbolt, you take maybe 75, 80 or so from like a decently invested Zapdos, maybe like not full invest. Maybe if it's modest, it'll kill you.
And the more it's invested too, the more your Moonblast is going to do to it, because it's not.
Yeah, there might be a roll that just kills. It is pretty fat for Enamorous.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Is that like anything that just normal would just kind of.
Yeah, well, Zapdos is such a key part of the Sen team's defensive strategy that any damage you get on it, especially a Specs Moonblast, which I'm pretty sure that's revealed Specs off the damage that it did.
I would think, yeah. I guess it depends on what Clef.
It did 75 at Clef. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That you're fine to just eat 80% from a T-Bolt or whatever, maybe even 90.
And even doing 38% to Slowking is a lot. Like,
yeah, that's probably SpDef Slowking for Gran as well.
Yeah.
And Heatran.
So anyway, we'll see. He's just still clicking the Moonblast here, and with the Toxic Chip, he goes for the Ice Beam. But with the Toxic Chip, I guess like you have to swap out here, and something's eating into another Moonblast, right? Like that's just kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your value there for sure.
Given how slow, the Iron Head does take it out, but given how slow Zeb's defensive core with Clef and Slowking is, it's really this Enamorous is really free to just click Moonblast against them.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to go into like specifically maybe Gigalith is faster. No, I think Clef is faster than Gigalith. I'm not sure.
Outspeed it, you mean if it's bulky?
Yeah.
Clef is faster.
Clef is slightly faster, but that's the only thing out of him.
But Clef is also faster than a non-invested Enamorous.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine that Enamorous probably has like whatever speed it might need to outspeed Clef, like maybe 40 speed or something to actually.
Then again, the only move we saw it use was Teleport, so maybe it is faster.
True, it could be.
But either way, yeah, it kind of sucks when your only fairy resist here is the drill that you don't really want to swap in on the Specs Moonblast.
Yeah, that's a really big problem I think for Sand teams is it's hard to get like multiple steel types.
Yeah.
And
so even Slowking, like who we've talked about, is kind of like, he's a special resist, right? It doesn't matter what type it is.
Yeah.
If it's not super effective. Specs Moonblast from like mods like this are still going to just hit really hard.
Yeah,
you see that he can't like stay in on that.
Yeah, and
especially once the Toxic is already there.
Yeah, I do like to say that Toxic isn't actually an answer for Slow Twins. I mean, obviously Glowking just can't be poisoned unless key like corrosion mons.
Yeah, it's not going to solve all your problems for it because they
exactly like they're just pivoting all around and immuning effectively, just healing off all of the slow Toxic chip. I actually think that regular poison is better against them since they're coming in and out all the time.
Yeah, but either way, like I start to understand like, oh, this is why you're getting rid of the air balloon here. Getting the Toxic, like risking that you're going to tank that Scald, which I'm sure he knows that he survives the Scald at that point. But like even just taking that 56% on Heatran because you're banking that on this Toxic is really necessary because now Slowking is no longer an answer to this Enamorous, and now nothing on this team answers it super cleanly.
Yeah, I also think in particular coupling Magma Storm with Toxic means that you're also planning to taunt the Slowking.
Yeah.
So getting the Toxic off on the Slowking does mean that next time Heatran is in and clicks Magma Storm against the Slowking, it means you can taunt and not have to click Toxic.
Yeah.
So you can, because it's already poisoned.
Right. All right, let's move on for now. I think we saw what happened. So the Excadrill comes in. That is your answer, right? It's the Excadrill coming in Iron hitting, but it just can't swap in on it. It just has to come in a revenge situation, which kind of sucks for it. Yeah. But now we have the Mega Venusaur against the Zapdos, missing the Sleep Powder. So he goes for a Sleep Powder, and he's going to just eat that Hurricane. Then he gets
the second.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just keep going with this. Let's see if he heals, maybe. Yeah, heals that off. This is an interesting swap, though. Is he expecting like a sack there, or baiting out the Giga Drain to waste some sleep turns? Maybe
it looks like he was actually just baiting, or he understood that there was nothing that Zapdos could do while it was asleep against the Synthesis, so it used the Synthesis turn to heal up Slowking with regen.
Yeah. Which makes sense, and I think also just having the Slowking directly in front of you does bait out the Giga Drain, and you kind of you get a free turn to go back to the Zapdos, get him out.
Yeah.
And now that hold on, I missed the. So this was just a double switch.
Yeah, it was a double switch. Yep.
Interesting that he doesn't U-turn there.
Amulet. Doesn't U-turn?
Yeah, because he's asleep. That's why.
He's asleep.
That's the end.
Oh! What are you doing? Whoa!
Well, we know what happens. Good. Anyone else who already watched the replay also knows what happens.
Dre's saying in chat, running Synth against a Sand team, not a Sun team, is kind of funny. Yeah. So I think that's part of the reason that Rock Slide does a billion. That's Life Orb. I think that's part of the reason that Zeb tried to take that turn to heal up Slowking, because he knew how obvious the Synth was. Since the Sand wasn't up yet. Like, as soon as Sand is up, it gets actually really hard to heal up Venusaur. So it was smart to try and take advantage of that at the time.
And also, like, even if he's not Synthesis and he's like Leech Seed or something instead, because if you're running like Sleep Powder, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, you're probably still healing a decent amount against certain mons. It's the same kind of thing where it's like the Leech Seed, you take what, 12% from swapping in once on the Leech Seed, which could also miss. And you're still healing more than that when you swap.
Well, all of the defensive mons either just are immune to it from Magic Guard or are pivoting around anyways. Yeah. Like Slowking, you're not actually going to heal very much.
He's probably not gonna bring it.
And honestly, with the Sand chip, it's not even gonna be worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
This does kill Slowking. I do feel like you maybe could have Rock Slided there again.
So here's a really interesting.
Yeah.
This has to be just a 50-50 at this point, right? The Pursuit versus not Pursuit
versus the Ice Shard. I think Pursuit kills regardless. Pursuit is you always click it here.
Are you confirmed faster at this point? Oh, he's Life Orb, yeah.
Yeah,
so you are confirmed faster. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so I think even if it's not switching, I think Pursuit kills. Yeah. I personally do think that the play for the Lando is to stay in there in case it's like either not a boosting item or it's some weird set that doesn't have max attack and you live the unboosted Pursuit.
Or maybe it needs an SD to do something to something else. So you're.
Yeah, you could also get SD'd on too.
Because I mean, we're still talking about a full health Lucario, a almost full health Venusaur who has thick fat.
Yeah, right? I would expect at least maybe a Vacuum Wave on Lucario. Yeah. Looking at the fact that it's good against Drill and Weavile makes it look pretty enticing.
So let's see what we go for here. It is
nasty plot. Yeah. That makes me think that it is exactly.
Wow, survives there.
Vacuum Wave.
No longer weak to the Quake.
The Terra Dark is interesting. I'm not too certain. Oh, I guess it would have been for Slowking because it resists both stabs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's like a special set. But now you're in this situation here where you're taking Life Orb chip and you're
and
Sand chip. There was a flying going straight for the Quick. He just gives it up. I guess you're not able to Terra Grass anymore.
No, and that's where you're having the balloon around still would have been really nice.
Is this sleep?
Let's get the sleep off because Zapdos was sacked.
But he cannot Synthesis, so he's.
He's flying. You'll heal 30.
I was gonna say you should Giga Drain, but he's flying now, so you can't.
Oh, the roll! It did 50 on the first, and then 47 on the second.
That's sad. And no chance to poison because he's asleep. But
Sand
you,
is
you are
gone,
gonna
but...
get a battle bond here, pretty much.
Well, it's Protean.
Oh, it is. Oh, I thought I saw the asterisk meant that it was battle bond, but
No.
it just doesn't tell you.
Hold on, pause for a sec, because that's really key. So when Lucario was in, the fact that the flash cannon didn't quite get to kill Gigalith meant that this sand got to be completely reset.
Yeah.
And that the fact that even if it's not, I don't remember if it was revealed whether it was smooth rock or not. I didn't count the turns, but regardless, this game is going to be over in fewer than 5 turns anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting the sack off to get sand one more time for extra drill insurance. Extra drill was hard to say.
Extra drill insurance.
Yeah, is super key. That and the fact that these mons are actually just gonna die to sand chip if they stay in.
Yeah, that's true. And we still haven't gotten any confirmation on what item this would be. Aside from that, it's probably choice into something, but we don't know if it's physical or not.
Yeah, we also don't know if it has water shuriken as well for Prio.
But we're thinking that probably since he's preserving this over the Lucario, it's probably not banded, which would, probably wouldn't make sense to really be banded anyway against this team, I don't think, unless you want a brick break, but
no way. This is Life Orb though, so this only gets one more attack, and I'm not sure if it Vacuum Wave there. I imagine it did Vacuum Wave, but the Ice Shard out prioritized it.
Yeah. So you wonder what set this is. Actually, wait, hold on. So he wouldn't be able to even swap to Excadrill here because he's not ground or steel type anymore, so he dies to Sand Chip.
No, Sand Rush actually immunes you from Sand Chip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's something weird where specifically Sand Rush and Sand Veil immune you, but having the actual factual Sand Stream ability doesn't. So if you Terra on your Tyranitar into a non sand type, yeah, you just take chip for no reason. It's really dumb, and I disagree with it.
Yes, that is dumb. Normally that's like a risk that you would take by terroring. But so what do we see here? So we see the Ice Shard isn't enough to kill. And it is physical with the low kick, so that burn from the Scald matters a lot.
Yeah, true. The Scald burn really mattered, and
realistically,
it's now fighting.
Realistically, probably still lose to the Excadrill, who comes in with sand left and just Terra Blasts you fighting.
Yeah, that's assuming it doesn't have a Prio move, but the fact that Weavile actually got to live here and didn't take any sand chip for the entire game before this does mean that it can now just go for the Ice Shard win.
Yeah, and that burn chip also matters a lot because he's not in range. That's that burn.
It was in range that time. It wasn't in range. It took 26 from the first shard, but then it changed away from water type when it clicked.
Oh, right, it didn't resist anymore.
So it would have done 50 plus.
Yeah, okay.
But crazy game. Check some of these.
So I'm curious. Spreads. Yeah, so it was Scarf.
Okay, it was Scarf Greninja.
And it was mixed.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
It's actually full attack.
Almost full attack.
And it did have, like you said, Gunk Shot instead of Sludge Wave for class.
That feels weird. If you're going to run mixed, then just do the Sludge Wave, right? And then I feel
maybe if you expect a Spadef set to be there to check you
maybe if you show Ice Beam earlier against the Zapdos or something, and then they think that they're safe if they're Spadef. I don't know. I feel like you probably don't need a ton of investment for a not burned
you say
Greninja
that,
to kill the Weavile.
You say that, but having the extra, see how it's 240 attack? If it was 252, it might have killed Weavile after sand.
Yeah.
That's how close of a margin.
Yeah, but again, that's after sand, which would still be after you lose. But and there's still an extra drill.
It would have killed it with the first low kick before it got sharded for the second time.
Wait, but did it have priority?
No, it was Scarf.
It's Scarf, but Scarf still wouldn't outspeed, right?
I don't think Scarf outspeeds plus.
Well, actually, I guess it depends on what
it's close, but I don't think it does, especially because it's naughty.
184 Jolly. Oh yeah, it wasn't speed boosting. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious, but
yeah, there's definitely a calc there. Actually, as he's saying in chat, that 240 naughty was just enough to KO Weavile with U-turn. And unfortunately, it was just shy of KOing Weavile with a Burned low kick.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put that in your calculations, brother?
So we see, yeah, it was
We
just
do
HP.
see,
It
like
was
I
some
thought,
SpDef, but it was
a
mostly
little
HP.
bit of SpDef, yeah.
And not SpDef nature or anything, but no offensive investment.
And then take a look at the Gigalith spread too. I wonder if there was any SpDef on that mattered for the sand to go up a second time. Yeah, it's full SpDef actually.
Full
so
SpDef,
that super
yeah.
mattered.
Yeah. And that was a banded
And then it was
Weavile,
banded Weavile.
so he was stuck with the Ice Shard once that was out.
Yeah, this game was very, I don't want to say set in stone. It was definitely not set in stone, but it was swayed a lot turn 1. As soon as Zeb got the read with the turn 1 pursuit, doing 50 to Lando, even though it was intimidated, was really crazy.
Yeah, that's a ton. I forgot. Yeah, that's like with the intimidate doing 50.
Yeah. Well, that was our first game.
We have Trick AV.
That was actually Assault Vest Slowking too. So the specs.
It's doing 38%.
Yeah, 38 with a Moonblast from an Amorous.
But this has to be
an AV Slowking is crazy.
Surely this is like prepping for him to be tricked first, right?
Wait a minute.
Trick AV.
Maybe
like I guess if you don't need
getting knocked.
Well, if you're getting knocked, then why would you want
this has got to be either a mistake or some crazy.
I'm thinking like if you didn't need every move here, because you're running AV, like maybe there's just not another coverage move. Maybe you're just running it in case you get tricked to like a choice.
No, I think you run Teleporter Slack off in that case, or even like Thunderwave.
Well, you can't run those with AV.
You can't run Trick with AV.
No, I'm saying if your plan is if you get tricked a choice item, then you can get rid of it. But if you're saying like if you get knocked, then you can use another move, then yeah, you could make it cycle.
Yeah, like if you're just gonna bring a status move, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I agree, Metro. I lean towards mistake, but who knows? A crazy close game, extremely tight margins. And yeah, I wouldn't have expected less from these two great players, two of our top players by all standard.
Nice. All right, moving on. We got. I think this is Hustle, right?
Yeah, we have Skyhops versus Eager99. It's actually Eager's first battle in the NBA.
Oh boy.
We did rate this team pretty low.
Very well, yeah.
We did not like this team, and I think Skyhops' team was actually one of our favorites, but with
it had the caveat though.
It was the caveat of this is weird Terra captains with Terra Skarmory, as well as something else. I don't remember.
It was the Lele.
It's the only one that
Lele
can't. Nothing else here is Terra legal.
I thought you were saying the other caveat, which was the Lele.
No, it was the Lele plus the terrain. Yeah, exactly. Or sorry, the terrain plus the Baxcalibur Ice Shard. Yeah. So yeah, this was a pretty close game. The team, if you were to look at it from a power ranking perspective, you would assume Skyhops wins by a landslide. Based on, I think we rated his team fairly highly versus Eager's was fairly lowly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think all things considered, we rated Skyhops' team pretty decently just because it's got a lot of good mons.
Yeah, I think this is the sandless Excadrill team where it's not a Terra Captain and it's not on sand, and it feels like it's losing a lot of value.
Yeah, because if we rated it that bad, that's probably why.
Yeah, no, I do think that Drill is completely fine outside of sand and not as a Terra Captain. Unfortunately, in the NBA, it's kind of rated it's tiered.
Not worth the points.
Exactly, where it's functioning on all cylinders, right? But it's kind of not here. It's more like think of it more as like an Iron Treads in this game.
Yeah. So, if we're thinking leads here, you got a couple of decent options. I mean, you could lead the Quillfish, just it covers a lot of these mons. With the Intimidate, you can get some hazards up if you need to. Probably bulky enough to take most things. Maybe not like a Specs Psychic from the Lele, but I'm hoping you have an answer for that either way to swap into. And then if not that, maybe just a lead Tornadus U-turn.
Yeah, I would be wary about leading Quillfish because I agree. I think it's good, but you have to have something in the back that gives you a switch to it. Now, Mawile is not going to be a switch because you're never running SpDef.
Right.
It kind of means that if you lead Quillfish, I actually would just assume The Excadrill is some sort of Assault Vest set, or maybe Choppleberry set with Spadef.
Yeah.
Just to have that to fall back on.
Yeah, I like Quillfish against the Sneasler too. So maybe you save him to be a swap for that instead of leading.
Yeah, that's true. You can't really
actually
go wrong
even
with
for the backs too.
Yeah, I think it's good for both. So. I don't think you can go wrong with Torn, but I also actually think Drill lead is maybe fine. It's bad into Skarm lead, but you do have swaps for it. I would assume maybe Defog Torn looks good here.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see what they click, and you can take a look at the Terra Captains too. It is Drill.
Come on up.
Versus Terrapagos. I kind of forgot that Terrapagos could lead. That's kind of just good against everything.
Yeah, that's true. And then so wait, that's this one. So we just have the Terra Rock, but that's not a Terra Captain though.
I don't think it was Terra Cap. Hold up, let me double check.
It's just you have to be Terra Rock.
Oh, it is actually. It's
so it's not
Ogerpon and King Drill.
Oh wait, that's
no,
right.
it's not Drill. That's what I'm saying.
He's not Drill. Yeah, I was thinking like.
Yeah, so it actually is Terra Pon though. My bad.
Okay, and then Skyhops has the Terra Steel Skarmory. Just investing in the steel, steel industry.
I do think it's interesting because often it's like teams usually have a way of either beating Skarm because it's a flying type or beating Skarm because it's a steel type, but not both. So I do think that being able to pick and choose one is pretty good. Running steel does mean that something like Thunder Punch Mawile doesn't actually break through you anymore, but it also means the Drill now does that opportunity.
I feel like that's like you have a really good physical ground type. Like that would be like one of the cases where you wouldn't want your flying type to suddenly be weak to ground.
Yeah, I think it just means that you are gonna try and deal with Excadrill through other means.
Yeah.
Now I don't see that necessarily. I don't really see your Drill switch as soon as Skarmory's Terra.
Manaphy.
It has to be Manaphy.
Oh yeah, swap. Yeah.
So I imagine that he's gonna just try and muscle through.
Or you're just predicting a defensive Drill and not banking on.
Yeah, which I do think is an unfortunate circumstance of Eager's team. Is you kind of just have to run defensive or at least bulky with spin or rocks more often than not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. If he's leading, might be clicking rocks unless he's AV. But clicking rocks.
We do see the Mold Breaker.
Terrapagos is also interesting. So.
And it actually just spins turn one. It's faster. Maybe wasn't expecting to be faster.
Special Drill?
Scorching Sand, and it takes 32. That's definitely got to be.
Wait.
Maybe not AV, maybe just full Spadef, but I would hazard to guess that it's actually just AV Drill here.
I'm wondering if any of this chat here acknowledges that we just clicked Rapid Spin, Iron Head, and Scorching Sands.
Yeah, Skyhop says it in chat.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he responded. So
yeah.
Like, does he need the burn chance?
I feel like burn is nice, and maybe it's there for when Skarmory roosts or something.
Yeah, but
it's
also
faster than Skarm. I'm not sure.
And you're not hitting it unless it's already Terra into Steel.
Yeah.
Which you would also have to predict that it was Terra Steel. Or Terra anything.
It was a little crazy.
But yeah, I'm not sure I see the vision there. Because especially like Mold Breaker Drill against a Mon that's ability. Like Mold Breaker goes through Terra Shell, right?
Yeah, it does.
So I don't know. I feel like just clicking like a strong.
And it's not even ability shield either. It's just leftovers.
Yeah. I don't know. And he's not a physical attacker, so the burn is literally only doing chip here. When you have a
I would assume he tries to get rocked here. Maybe. Goes to spin, and I wonder if this rocky. Oh, it's actually a Jaboka berry,
which I found out what that was today.
Yeah, so Skyhops cleverly uses the berry to actually stop the spin from going off. The way that interaction works is you take if it was Rocky Helmet, it would have worked the same way. You take the helmet or berry chip before the second, or I guess the tertiary effects of the moves go off, which Rapid Spin, I think clearing hazards is like a tertiary,
it's
like
always
a thing
after.
that you do near the end of the resolution of the attack.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it in like my Magic the Gathering brain is like resolving the attack Rapid Spin stops short.
Yeah. I've just seen it die to Helm enough times to know that it's not going to clear it if it dies.
Yeah, I do think the Jaboka Berry is actually pretty clever because something that it'll do, I mean, you do have Rocks Up, so it doesn't matter as much anymore. But for Ogrepon's Ivy Cudgel, it will still proc on the Jaboka Berry because Jaboka Berry reads just a physical attack. It doesn't have to be contact like Rocky Helmet.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pop the Ogrepon's Sturdy, or if it's already been at Sturdy, then it'll just kill it. And then let you, like, as soon as its Sturdy is gone, you can try and hit it with Prio from Bax. You can hit it with a Scarf Lele from an Unburdened boosted Sneasler, and actually just try and KO it from there and not have to worry about losing another Mon. I think that's really interesting. Or even just body press it yourself.
Though that being said, Terra Cornerstone also gets +1 defense and is no longer weak to ice, so like maybe the ice shard doesn't really.
Yeah, true. It's definitely I think Scarf Lele or what's it called? Close Combat from Unburdened boosted Sneasler is probably fine. It probably is close to a KO if it's uninvested. I'm gonna calc that now if you want to just hit play and we can see what happens after.
The Thundy comes out. Oh yeah, here's some folks talking about the Jaboka Berry. So the Torn comes out. It's boots. It defogs. Hold on. Oh wait, no, it's Tailwind. I was gonna say defog didn't work. No, so it Tailwinds, which is not a strat that we see often in singles. But I wonder if there's a plan here. Maybe like Meloetta or even Maul. I can't imagine Mawile and Tailwind is like that much faster.
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's some sort of calm mind Meloetta. But it probably seems definitely more like likely for Ogrepon. I did run the calc, by the way, and
Trailblaze.
It can. I ran the calc with Sneasler's Close Combat versus Pon, and it's actually a guaranteed KO unless Ogrepon is invested in defense.
Okay, even at +1.
Yeah, even at +1 defense after Terra. Yeah, it's 101.6 minimum to 119.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so we see like boosted item from Sneasler.
Yeah, I do think this U-turn is a little bit risky. You run the risk of this Bax just clicking Ice Shard against you and dealing like 90% of your health. It might have even just killed if it was like choice banded.
But maybe if your plan here is Tailwind Mawile, you're okay with. You already got the Tailwind off. You're okay with dying or pivoting. You just want to get out that turn. I don't know.
You just want to preserve Mawile's HP. That's definitely possible.
So you get the...
And you do exactly that.
Yeah. But it's just, it seems like there's a lot of boxes unchecked before going all in on the Tailwind Mawile.
That Iron Hand did a lot more than I would have expected to.
It's not enough.
No, I mean, it's not. But that's kind of where I think this... Yeah, that's where this Terra Steel actually comes in clutch.
Yeah, there's the Thunder Punch.
Yeah, there's the Thunder Punch.
But okay, so 29%, that would have done what, like 40%, 30, or no, I guess it's only an extra 50%. Like it only like 0.5. So it would only be like, I'm trying to think if that were still super effective, that's still like not enough.
It would have done almost 60.
It did 29 when you went Terra Steel.
Yeah.
And you get...
It does double that when it's super effective.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
It would have done 58.
I was thinking 1.5.
Oh, no, it's not like... You're thinking of Terra the other way around. Yeah. Where if Mawile had Terra Steel for whatever reason. Yeah.
Alright, well, anyway, so Whirlwinded out, which... I don't know, is that really...
That's pretty good. I think that's fine. It's like the Tailwind is gone.
Yeah, I mean, for who you got, too, it's also pretty helpful.
You do want Coolfish chipped, too, so even just bringing it into rocks is nice. And Skarm can even just either defog or just start also stacking more hazards.
Or Roost.
And yeah, it'll become healthy enough again.
Oh, it just roosted, okay.
Yeah. So now it can check the Mawile again later.
It was Para.
And we do see it is just
T-Wave Quill. Interesting. Is the flip turn? That's a meaty flip turn.
Yeah, he was definitely not expecting that. We see Psychic Seed Torn, Makes me think it's going to be acrobatics.
I always forget that flying types can like utilize seeds on the terrain.
You forget that Halucha exists?
No, Halucha is standing in its animation, so I don't think about that.
True.
It's different when I'm seeing a flying bird do it.
Seeing the psychic seed does make me think this is acrobatics.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And
there's the acro white kill, which is surprising. I feel like
that can't be invested, can it? If the flip turn from Quillfish did 31, and that only did 55.
Yeah, unfortunate. I guess it's not actually nasty plot like I would have thought, because it is Tailwind U-turn.
Yeah. Well, and physical.
Oh, yeah, and just physical aggro, yeah. Maybe bulk up.
Nasty plot wouldn't go great with the rest of these moves.
No. It would have had to have been bulk up if it was going to set up at all. But even that's kind of bad.
So here comes Meloetta on... Still not revealed if this is... Oh, I guess it... If this is like max speed, max HP... Then it would have outsped Lele if it's not Scarf, but are we thinking it's Scarf? He would know by now, right? Because he would know if he's speed invested or not. If this is Scarf.
Sorry, you're asking if Lele's revealed Scarf?
Yeah.
Technically, we don't know because I guess Torn could be under speeding things.
Yeah, we don't know, but he would know.
It's very likely that this is Scarf Lele here.
Yeah.
And I think you just click Psychic against the Meloetta until you die.
Yeah. Oh.
Switching out is fine.
Yeah, it is resisted to be fair. But he clicks Psychic. Interesting.
So I think the line or the train of thought there is that if Meloetta starts Calm Minding against the known choice Lele,
so you want to get Sneasler,
but you always have a revenge with Sneasler.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think it's the end of the world. I think you can just sack your Lele there and get a clean back switch later.
Yeah.
Or Sneasler.
So knocks off the AV, which I guess you see as AV based on the damage from the Psychic, and that's
it would. Yeah, Eager would know by now if they're calcing. The EQ crit is rough. I don't know if it would have mattered. Yeah. That's true.
You would be able to come back in at least once, I think.
Yeah, you could have swapped out for the Ice Shard, because this terrain is about to end now.
Yeah, you could swap into Mawile for an Ice Shard. Like it did resist Intimidate. Or no, not Intimidate anymore, because it's already Mega. But... So that's convenient timing on the end of the Psychic terrain there.
Yeah, very good timing.
Intim. I almost wonder... Wait, yeah, you could have also... You could have also gone into the Quillfish right off the bat there, and then just kept Meloetta for a sack.
For a sack later? Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe keeping Quillfish as is more important than sacking.
Yeah, you're really down material. You need to have a pawn check, or sorry, a Sneasler check.
Yeah, that's true.
But even that
and he did just show Earthquake, so like you don't want to come in on another Earthquake.
Yeah. There's the Shuka.
Spadef drop, but shouldn't matter. Wow.
Oh, the burn coming in clutch.
But also, he just clicks Rapid Spin.
But also, it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, now this is really quick. You can get another Earth Power off here.
Smart not tearing yet, knowing that he has the Earth Power.
Mm-hmm. If this has Trailblaze, it might still be tricky here.
You would wonder if it's... Yeah.
There's the Trailblaze. I feel like it should have Trailblazed last turn.
Maybe, but maybe you wanted to heal just in case he had a different... Because you hadn't seen all of his moves yet. He could have had, like, something else.
Oh, the crit Ice Shard. I don't know if that mattered.
Did he tear? I didn't see.
He did.
That probably mattered then, right? Because you're also ignoring the defense. Like, surely... Well, maybe not surely. Cause
Adamant Ice Shard. Adamant Ice Shard does 19.9 to 23.9.
A couple unlucky crits there, then. The Meloetta and then the Ogre Pawn. Both getting critted by
so that shard was actually... Wait, that might have even been a high roll crit. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It always killed with crit. Never mind. I forgot it ignores the defense for a sec.
So, realistically, Skarmory's still 93%.
Yeah, like,
just
there's not coming
now.
back for Eager here. There's still a Sneasler. There's still a Bax that can ice shard something.
Yeah.
You just EQ this. If it has Sucker Punch, then so be it.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
And then Dead did that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Skyhops had the tools to still just win. You still have a full health Manaphy too.
Yeah, like, Manaphy didn't even leave the Pokeball, so this was definitely in the bag.
Even though there was some unfortunate luck with those crits that might have helped.
Yeah, there was. I do think that crit sucked. I don't think it mattered, if I'll be honest. I think
if anything, it mattered for diff, but I don't think the end result.
Yeah, it mattered for differential. Maybe Bax would have been down, but I don't think Skarm was ever dropping against these against what was left.
No.
So, I mean, Terra Skarm coming in clutch, we did kind of shit on that, honestly, during the team reviews.
Well, the truth is that any Mon can be good with Terra, like right, like, sure. It's not that it's not that there's never a use case for them. It's always a question of what else could you be terroring when in a draft where you can only pick 2 things and one of them has to be higher point value.
Very true.
So, certainly can do things, but the question is, what could Terra something else have done in this game that would have been better, right? But it didn't matter.
I liked the role of like just having a spinner on Terrapagos this game for Skyhops. It let Skarm not have to worry about running Defog, and the rest of the team was all the better off because of it. It was a Salt Vest Bax, and if those like spikes and everything had actually stayed up, this Bax probably would have died. I mean, a little while ago. Yeah. Yeah, definitely good use of it.
Removal for sure. Important.
Joboka Berry is pretty clever tech against Ogerpon, specifically Cornerstone because it has Sturdy. I think all around well played. There were some good strats that Skyhops was bringing. I can sort of see the vision that Eager was going for.
I don't see the vision on Scorching Sands, Exodrill.
Okay, true. The Scorching Sands was weird. What was the Torn spread?
HP speed.
Oh, it was uninvested. Last move knockoff. Huh. With Psychic Seed.
That 12 spit F. That 12 spit F, if that was an attack, you probably killed.
That seems so weird.
Yeah.
Like, why? What is the Psychic Seed there to do? You're not setting up. You're just coming in and pivoting. I feel like usually the Psychic Seed would be there to help you trade. Yeah, I understand that, but you can run like a Flying Gem or just no item.
That's true. Yeah, Flying Gem Acrobatics is probably just better 100% of the time there.
It would have killed the Lele as well.
Maybe full health or something. Like there's a situation where you just want to be able to do that, but again, like he was still taking a decent amount at +1 spit F.
Yeah, I think it's probably better utilized when you're trying to set up. Like if it was Nasty Plot,
technically he did have set up, I think that's better. But yeah,
if it's healthy, Torn lives 2 psychics from Scarf Lele. I think you said that's.
But then you're also not running boots.
Yeah.
So like if rocks come up, like you're not gonna
then you might not even live like 1.
Yeah. And it was an SD Mawile. And
yeah, I think not seeing Sucker Punch though was a little weird. Maybe that was the play with Tailwind.
And I guess because against Psychic Terrain, you're probably not.
Yeah, you don't want to Sucker Punch in the Psychic Terrain. And looking at the team, it is, other than Sneasler, pretty slow. So I do think that the Tailwinded Mawile does outspeed most like non-Scarf things.
Yeah.
I think the matchup's kind of tough, and I think the deficiencies that Excadrill has on this team is kind of showing because it had to be relegated to just Rapid Spin Assault Vest bot. Was it actually AV? It was AV, yeah, full spit F, like I thought. It had Earthquake and
have Earthquake, so why are you not clicking Earthquake?
Interesting.
Like, are you really just fishing for the burn? I don't know. Because I mean, I
guess careful too. It's minus special attack as well, so that really did nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
And then, so even let's say you are fishing for a burn, you also have dual status Quillfish.
Yeah. Well, they also got the burn on the Terrapagos.
He did. Yeah, but also like, how much are you investing in statusing something? Yeah. Toxic does everything that you want to Terrapagos, but better. Now, maybe you're not in a situation to use it as frequently, right? But still, I don't know. That's very odd to me.
Well, what was that Custap area that I saw? We got to reveal all this tech.
On who?
Skyhops' team.
Manaphy.
It was Custap Manaphy.
We did not see the Manaphy.
Tailglow Custap. That's kind of sick.
So I wonder if there's like a specific role that you survive.
Yeah, there might be a role. Definitely interesting, and I actually think that, that's pretty cool. You can kind of just claim one. It's kind of like Custab Destiny Bond, where you just like kill something that you normally wouldn't be able to kill. Definitely pretty cool. Anyways, that's our hustle game. So congrats to Skyhops for winning, and Eager, nice try. But that was a pretty good game. Really good tech, I think, from Skyhops' side.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can continue on to our Swarm game, where we see our third Excadrill.
Yeah. Do you want to take the break now?
We can do. Let's do one more, and then we'll take a quick break. Yeah.
All right.
Just a 2-3 minute break. So we do see a third
Momo.
Excadrill. This is Professor Drix, and his first game in the Battle Academy.
Wow.
As well as Lethal Blue, a longtime competitor, recent Truant champion. Sorry, man, you're not the Truant champion.
The Excadrill's the third time. Second Greninja, second Mawile, second Heatran. Technically second Landorus. Different kind of Landorus.
Fruit.
A lot of repeats.
Yeah, interesting. So if I remember correctly,
I'm so confused on the Excadrills now, though. So like, I don't know which ones are which.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Terra Drill and Terra Shaman. Let me double check.
Was Eager the only one who wasn't Terra Drill? I think that's actually right.
Yes. Yeah, so it's Terra Drill versus Terra Shaman and Lando. And I actually think Terra Lando is pretty underrated. I think Didier Barrera has Terra Lando.
Sure. We talked about this.
I don't remember if it's Terra.
It's like, I think it's kind of broken.
Yeah, I think it's pretty busted. So,
so
I'm glad it's getting the light of day.
So
yeah, we haven't seen the types. Let's take a look at the types real quick.
Well, we gotta see leads first.
You can pause before you see the leads. Yeah.
So
it's Water Shaman and Stellar. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Water Shaman and Flying Lando, and then Water Drill.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, Azelf
Ape
is
doesn't
almost
look like a bad
always
lead
a pretty
here.
good lead.
Oh, I guess against
Ape,
Azelf. I was gonna say Ape is good against the Excadrill and Heatran leads, or even Tyranitar, and maybe you're running Rocks. Just get Rocks up. But yeah, against the Azelf, it might be a little.
It's really tough because Azelf just looks good against everything. It can have a Sash or Overberry for Mawile's dark moves for Sucker, as well as for Gren's dark moves.
Choice Greninja U-turn.
I mean, getting Rocks I think is strong. I do think because of how strong Azelf
what's
is
his control?
Lead,
I guess he doesn't have control here.
What, removal? You have Lando, I guess.
If Lando's running Defog, but probably not, right?
Yeah, getting Rocks turn 1 does look really strong. I would like to see like a Sash Azelf here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what the rest of Lethal Blue's team looks like. If this was one of the ones that was like the removal's really bad, then maybe that is your plan. Just Sash, Rocks, done. They're up for the whole game.
Yeah, because of how good Azelf looks, I think you have to lead Gren, and Drix does have the opportunity to then identify how good the Azelf looks, to see what Lethal's counterplay is going to be, to counter that counterplay, and kind of run the mental game here. So if he wanted, he can even just lead like an AV or Yachi Berry. What's it called? Appleton? No, not Appleton. What's the stupid thing called? Hydrapple?
Oh, yeah, on Drix's team.
Yeah. Or even just Terra Water your Drill turn 1.
Yeah, that's true. Terra Water Drill does look nice in the ground.
Let's take a look.
So we get the Blissey. Which I guess also makes sense. If you're accepting that you're going to probably just get Rocks up on you, maybe throw up Rocks yourself or get a T-Wave on it. The difference is that he just gets rid of your Rocks. So like, pretty easy.
It's definitely less consequential for Drix to have Rock set against him. And the Blissey...
But you have a pretty good spin blocker that handles the Excadrill well, too. So I guess that is fair. That's like, it's not like it's a free removal.
Yeah, that is true.
It's actually interesting that I think about it, that Terra Water Drill, I'm sure, is for maybe Greninja here, but that doesn't really help you against the Annihilate. I feel like maybe something to hit the Annihilate would be a little more scary.
Well, look, it does let you KO the Lando pre-Terra. Maybe that's what the point is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let's take a look.
So it's the
protect turn 1.
Ooh, I don't know if I
Psycho
like that.
Cut.
I mean, it ended up working.
Really weird.
Ended up working,
Yeah.
but protect, you're just giving him rocks if he clicks it.
It reveals physical with Psycho Cut, which means you have to think about why it would be physical in the first place.
For Blissey.
A big difference between physical and special on Azelf is that Azelf has Ice Punch, which in the Psycho Cut kind of identifies right away turn 1 that it has Ice Punch. It might even have a fighting move also for
maybe
Blissey.
Like Drain Punch or something. Well, I don't know if it has it for Blissey if it used Psycho Cut, but
yeah.
But that is another reason that, like, looking at the team, a physical move for the Blissey is still going to be nice.
Almost always is going to have U-turn on a physical set as well. Last move I could see maybe a knockoff. You could still run Flamethrower. It could be Explosion. You could still run Mix with Flamethrower for Mawile.
I wonder how much Explosion does to Blissey if it just like Okos it, like a fully invested attack Explosion.
I would have expected.
In that, maybe that's what the protect could be too. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If you're just worried about the Blissey, you just click Psyshock.
Yeah.
But either way,
I do think Encore.
This is a wild.
Encore is interesting. This is a crazy set.
The Monwell, but now he knows you're physical.
So U-turn here, but man, I just wish Rocks were up at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Imagine
guessing
you rock turn 1.
I would think at this point that the Azelf probably doesn't have rocks, and then that maybe a Heatran has rocks.
I think so too.
Surely something has rocks, or T-Tar or something. Eruption, okay.
No rocks.
There's so many good rockers in this team.
There are 2 other rockers left to go, so it's okay.
Now Blissey actually gets rocks first, and you swap out to avoid the Encore.
Which is, I think this is
Which
readable
makes
though.
Sense.
Yeah, It didn't U-turn before, did it?
It did.
Oh, it did.
U-turned originally on Mawile.
Oh yeah, on Mawile. Yeah.
So okay. So you're kind of on the back foot there.
It's interesting that Weezing is not neutralizing gas. Usually we see neutralizing gas to beat Mawile's 1v1.
It could
it's actually just Levitate.
Could be for the Landers.
Yeah, I mean, you do have one other
it doesn't
Levitator, and you have an Appleton or a Hydrapple.
But if you're worried about like physical Lando Eye just because of the Terra now, it doesn't have the psychic coverage unless it's Terra. But I don't know. It doesn't mean it necessarily is physical, but like I think
I don't think it's like
about how it's better if it's physical. Just because it can run Quake and it has a good attack stat. So maybe that's what you're thinking, and then it might not be running.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong to be running Levitate. Yeah. It's just usually when you see it switching into Mawile, it's because it has neutralizing gas.
Yeah, that's a good point for Mawile specifically. Then again, not Mega yet, so you could just be keeping it for the Intimidates right now. So the Grin comes in on Flamethrower.
The Flamethrower.
Yeah, because I mean you're not clicking Poison.
I think usually we see
Psychic or anything.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Ooh.
Ouch. I think usually we see Pain Split, or sorry, I do think that Pain Split would be really strong here, but we usually see Will-O-Wisp. I mean, against Mawiles as well. I do think that Willow is less good into things like Blissey and
potentially like
Shaman.
Like the rest Annihilate.
I think it's fine to burn Annihilate. But you force it to have rest,
But it does already bring it a lot. Not a lot, but like a decent amount. And you have Heatran to Wisp as well if you were worried about that.
Bringing in Gren here is interesting. It was definitely a risk. It could have just been poisoned from a Sludge Bomb or something here.
Yeah.
Or burned or something. It's not ideal when you have a Blissey there. But maybe Blissey's readable.
There's the point.
It does get burned or poisoned anyways.
But you have Wish as well to like keep him healthy. And it is that deck, so you also have Heal Bell. You might be bringing Heal Bell for this.
There's the Pain Split.
Yeah.
Gets off so much value for this reason.
And not a lot of value in return for that swap.
Yeah, and Pain Split doesn't proc.
Misses the Wisp.
Oh, there is the
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Pain Split doesn't proc Rage Fist as well.
That's a good point, yeah.
But this Wish is going to go crazy. You need to Wisp here for the Annihilate switch. Did you Wisp?
Nope. Resisted.
Getting a poison is nice too, but
no poison though.
Yeah, this ape is starting to really rack up the.
How many is that? Just one? Because
it's only one, but looking at how this could just wish pass back again. Yeah, it just wishes here.
It's just gonna keep doing it. Maybe
you can just go back to ape
or ape again. Yeah.
Yeah, you wish.
Because you're always just gonna survive and then top and back off.
Yeah. No rocks again. There's one more rocker left. Potentially T-Tar could have rocks.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy that about Nat decks where Blissey has I guess it has Wish normally too. I'm thinking teleport.
I don't think I agree with bringing Gren in here. It did 80 or something like that to Weezing before. It might have KO'd, but well, you only have one attack left because it's poisoned.
Oh yeah, and you didn't like Heal Bell or anything,
right? So yeah, you brought it in on the slow pivot.
Pursuit Seismic Toss. I know it's fighting type. It's not going to do enough to the Tyranitar.
Yeah. Pursuit is really strong against Blissey. I like it. Oh, but gets the read. And we have rocks. Let's go.
There they go. There's the rocks. Rage. I guess Rage Fist is resisted.
This could be Scarf, honestly, considering how much it's been U-turning, and you can just CC again. Leftover is Azelf?
You're at 150 Rage Fist.
Yeah.
I know it's a Tyranitar in front of you. What are the odds that Tyranitar is actually staying in on the fighting type? I would just click Rage Fist there. What's he doing to you?
Yeah, not much.
I would just click Rage Fist.
T-Wave you. But T-Wave is really ballsy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a very good chance that he's swapping out there. Clicking Rage Fist at 150 base power would go kind of hard against the rest of the team that he could be swapping to. And it would have gone against the Agile.
This is still non-mega. I think it's intimidated like 4 times.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. You can't teleport because you're Wish. I mean, I guess we've already seen all 4 moves.
Yeah.
And he's taken no damage, so an eruption.
Yeah, this is stuck.
No, he doesn't even.
I think it took. Oh, it switched out. I think it took too long for Heatran to get the Magma Storm off.
Ooh.
And, oh, it's Boots Gren, so it actually lived that. But it does take the knock. I guess it was switching in for the. Wait, no, it was dead anyways because it was poisoned. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Wish was.
No, Wish would come first, but.
Yeah.
I guess if you're checking for the psychic.
There was no fire move.
And the Azelf goes down too. Blissey on the T-Tar. Annihilate.
They both switched in.
Oh, was it? Okay. This Annihilate Blissey combo is actually way better than I was kind of thinking on paper. Like, I didn't really think about it much at all, I don't think. But just having the fighting immunity and then the Wish passing, that's insane.
This could have started just Rage Fisting, I think. Oh, it's not Scarf, though. Wait, so why isn't it Rage Fisting? I'm confused.
Pain Split. That's still so much healing for such a tiny
amount. That was at like 30%, and it almost full healed the Weezing.
Wish again. Just swap back to the Annihilate if he's at least at a percent that 69.
This is dangerous because it can start Dragon Dancing.
The Pursuit does make it hard.
Oh, Superpower just kills.
Yeah, the Pursuit does make that hard because you have to guess.
Yep.
So this is a good read by Drix. Earth Power.
Okay, Levitate is nice for Shaman. Oh, but yeah. It
was nice for Shaman.
Very true.
It's a nice swap for Shaman. Oh, and I forgot this is Terra,
makes me think this is Scarf.
Earth Power again. Wow. Wait, so hold on. Magma Storm did 27% resisted versus. I guess if it were super effective, it might have killed if you hadn't seen the set yet.
Yeah, that it would have killed if it was.
Yeah, because it's like completely reverse.
Not very effective. Yeah.
Energy Ball that kills.
I'm surprised that this is the first time that Hydropple's coming in. I feel like it's decent into Shaman. The only thing it has to hit it is.
Oh, you mean instead of Heatran?
Yeah, the only thing that Shaman has to hit it is like Air Slash.
Wait, yeah, that might just be a mistake because you have a free choice on like who to bring in. Right there, and you know that he just used Earth Power. You know he's Terra Water. Maybe you don't assume that he's going to Terra because the Lando's still alive.
Yeah.
At 100%, but still, that seems like I feel like you're right. Hydropple just seems like a safer option altogether. There.
Yeah, it definitely should have been coming in versus like maybe not versus Brand, but versus Blissey.
Rage Fist, U-turn,
and Shaman. No Rage Fist.
I guess it's still fine. Like I got the kill, but like.
This is where it wishes it could Terra.
Dragon, yeah.
Get fickled.
Get fickled, dude. AV knocked off. Maybe important for Lando here.
There's only a couple turns of sand. This is Mega Tyranitar, so it can't hold Smooth Rock.
The Rage Fist. And we have Sandstorm up for the drill, which has not.
There's only one turn.
Terrored yet. Oh, one. Yeah, that's right. Mega. Surely.
Is there a Terra up here?
Ooh, Rapid Spin.
Oh, the Rapid Spin?
Yeah, you would outspeed.
You have Terra Blast? Iron Head? Nice! GG!
That was well played.
Crazy.
If you know you don't have Terra Blast and Iron Head doesn't kill, then that was really smart.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why it was Terra Water, though, if it didn't have Terra Blast.
Yeah, I don't really know what it would be for.
Oh, Lando had Fly.
What the? Power Herb Fly.
So I guess that is okay because it means that you don't have to Terra in order to get your flying move.
Yeah, and it's probably.
But when you are Terra'd, when you are Terra'd, it does feel just much worse.
Yeah, though I have to wonder. What HP? It was at 88% from taking rocks twice. If it just had boots, does it survive Rapid Spin and Iron Head?
How much did the Rapid Spin do? And we can math it.
I think it was like 10 to 15 or something.
Probably more than that.
Yeah, 20.
20.
And it took...
Iron Head is just over 3 times the damage. So it would have actually lived if it was boots.
Yeah, because it had already taken 24% from rocks. So that's like an extra Rapid Spin.
It might be Metal Codex, yeah.
Let's just see.
I didn't check that.
That's Lethal's team. It was.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So does that kill them?
So yeah, that Iron Head always kills, I think. Hold on.
It was adamant as well. 252 adamant.
What was the Lando spread? Did it have defense?
104 HP.
Adamant, metal coat.
I'm only thinking because I would guess that the Iron Head was already a roll if you don't just click Iron Head to begin with. Right? Like if you're trying to secure the kill with a Rapid Spin into the Iron Head, I would think that it's because the Iron Head isn't guaranteed. But then again, the only damage Landorus had taken at that point was from the rocks, so you don't know his set. Maybe if he's full defense, then it doesn't kill, so you're just being safe with the Rapid Spin.
No, actually, Rapid Spin into Iron Head doesn't even kill if it's Boots Lando.
Yeah, so not all plans always work out, but
that's okay. I mean, saying that it should just be Boots, I think is
right. Yeah, because that's
tough.
Power Herb Fly would also be important against the Hydrapple.
When you don't have any removal on your team, though, you really need to be cognizant of how much things could be getting chipped down.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was set up Lando where it's coming in one time, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this was pivoting around a little bit. Not pivoting, but like it was hopping in and out.
Yeah, it was just 4 attacks, right? I'm pretty sure. Double check.
Rock Polish.
Oh, it actually was set up. Interesting. Yeah, just didn't get to get it off, unfortunately.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, well, that was our Swarm game. Definitely, there are some things I'm curious about from like a team builder perspective. For example, like what in particular was the water for? Maybe just to resist Greninja's water shuriken.
Yeah.
I do think that
or just general defensive typing
should have started Rage Fisting a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe Hydrapple could have come in on Shaman sooner. Rock should have been up sooner. But honestly, all things considered, it was a really tight game. It really showcased Blissey and Annihilate as a type. As a 2-mon battery. I think that's really strong.
And also just showed how much, like, even if it's your only Terra Captain, just having a Terra Drill that can Terra off of its weaknesses. Like, if he doesn't have Terra, he's dead to quick.
Yep.
So just having a Terra, even if it's just a neutral defensive typing, seals the game in that case.
Yep, agreed.
So, and that's not even mentioning what it can do on offense. But
we did want to take just a quick, like, 3-minute breather here. So I guess we'll be back in a moment. Cue the elevator music.
it's the same music. But we will be back.
Test, test, 1, 2.
Welcome back.
Yo.
All right.
Okay. Hydrated. In my lane, focused. And ready to go. We do have one final replay, our truant replay.
Excadrill nowhere to be seen.
Thank God. I was getting tired of that one. Before we get into our standings snapshot for week 1, this is our final replay. And we have Tony as Cade versus Mudkip as Funny Family Guy.
All right.
We do see there's equal use approximately. Actually, I might even say that Tony's team might be slightly better suited for this Coco's electric terrain.
Did
Having bundle
Tony
and
didn't have.
Terra hands.
Yeah, there's no way he had Coco with bundle. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of nice having this matchup into the Coco immediately.
Yeah, into the Coco Valiant, like you have something that always outspeeds the Valiant, unless maybe it's like you get really big brained about it and you run like Scarf Valiant with a speed boost, but I feel like it's more likely to just be Vacuum Wave.
Probably. Because bundle has like 50 HP and 50 speed up.
Yeah, bundle's defenses are like Kartana, where it has like weirdly high defense and nothing else.
And nothing else, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just because it's like not a steel type, but it's a robot, so that's like,
yeah.
Oh well, it has to have high defense.
For Terra Captains, I'm pretty sure we have Iron Hands and Ursaring, but I don't remember what else Mudkip has. Let me double check the doc. And
in this particular matchup, we have Tony with the grass hands, and we have Mudkip with the fairy Ursaring. But I don't know what the other one is. Though I feel like the Ursaring was one that was, I remember being kind of like a missed potential one, that there was like a better combo. So I'm wondering what the other one was.
Well, it looks like Ursaring is actually dropped now. And that we can take a look at the snapshot.
Did he get fired after this?
Yep.
Well, it doesn't sound like it ends super well for him.
Mm-hmm. So let's, that is a bad omen for this game if you're making trades after. But I also know that people are kind of there's a lot of trades that happened in week 1, and I don't think all of them were necessarily off the back of losses. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything here, but it's kind of it's looming, knowing that Ursaring gets traded later.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I traded for a giraffe after it 6-0'd someone. So.
True, you did do that. That was funny.
So you never know. Maybe he 6-0s here. There's really, I mean, he either 6-0s or he loses. There's two options. There's a 50-50 chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in the day when you actually drafted, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if I would count that considering I made that move. But so what are we thinking for leads here? I feel like leading Coco would be kind of risky against this team. Like, you don't want to just give the E-Terrain immediately.
I think there's got to be something for it. It could even just be Scarf Coco to take, like, maybe a modest bundle for by surprise. I feel like that's kind of bad. Maybe it'll have some sort of spadef.
Because
I think Dazzling Gleam is a must against this team, looking at Iron Hands and Garchomp.
Scarf Coco wouldn't outspeed bundle.
I know it would outspeed modest. That's what I was saying. Is like maybe.
Oh, it would. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe this isn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like fully invested. I don't know. There's no reason for it not to be
like
jolly.
Specs bundle with like flip turn, just kind of always outspeeding these mons if they're outspeeding Coco if it's Scarf when you're on E-Terrain, and then also if the Valiant is reliant on terrain for its speed, then you're also always outspeeding that. So it'd have to be Scarf outside of terrain for you to outspeed it. Or like I guess even in terrain when you double it,
So I do think that bundle is just a very good lead, and I don't see too much. It would have to be some sort of Spadef Jirachi, or there's got to be something cooking for Coco.
Yeah. Let's see. We see the bundle.
Do you see the bundle? Ursaring lead.
Does not bode well, given
I do like that, though, assuming that it's Eviolite, does mean that it's probably bulky enough to take on this bundle. I would probably
assuming
just
it's Eviolite and not Flame Orb?
I'm going to assume that. If I see it, especially if I see it leading and not coming in off of a pivot, it's there to take on the Coco. Like, this is Mudkip identifying it's there to take on the bundle. Yeah, it's Mudkip identifying that bundle rips a hole through his team. So I would even guess that it's maybe not necessarily Spadef, but at least very bulky, possibly with Swords Dance or Bulk Up.
Yeah, and maybe if you're running that over like AV Jirachi, it's because you want to be able to pass wishes to it to keep it healthy.
Yeah. The fact that there's no water resist on this whole team is really tough. So you really have to rely on stats, and that means that Ursaring just kind of has to fill those shoes.
To be fair, no weaknesses either.
Yep, also true.
But when it's bundle, so flip turn.
I like this flip
pretty
turn.
bulky there, yeah. That's right. I said, yeah, I think you just click flip turn pretty much no matter what on the first
Yep,
turn.
I don't think you go chomp, because if this is clicking anything like a body slam, I think that's not very good for you.
Well, I mean, if it's clicking body slam on your rough skin and you also are like Rocky Helmet or something, is this mega or just regular?
I will double check.
It actually might be mega.
It is mega, so it can't be helmet.
But it is bulkier at least.
But I mean, it's not like it's gonna be scrappy, right? It doesn't have scrappy, right? Does it? No, it's Ursa Luna that, like Ursa Blood Moon that gets it. I probably would have just gone Bramble to scout the normal move, but we'll see what happens. Maybe that's readable.
Toxic. Well, that's not good.
That's a pretty safe play. You can't really go wrong with it. There's no immunities, and things like Floor just don't want to be toxic.
Yeah,
the Ironhead to read the double immunity Coco.
Oh yeah, the Coco.
And Coco's actually not Electric Surge.
Wait,
telepathy.
Double immunity.
Yeah, well, it was
because the balloon. I see. I saw air balloon popped. I didn't realize it was that turn. I was like, oh, I guess
yeah.
This is the first.
So I don't know if that was actually reading that turn, or if that was maybe a read for. I don't know.
Maybe you're assuming maybe Wheezing comes in, so you don't want to just completely waste the turn on Quake.
Yeah, you don't want to click a dragon move. Maybe it doesn't even have a dragon move. Yeah, it's pretty common to not have a dragon move on Mega Chomp in particular.
Yeah, with the gleam. Oh yeah, and it is telepathy.
There's rocks.
U-turn.
Not defogging. Interesting to see Poison Valiant here. Yeah, I don't think this ever KOs. So Valiant might just go down here to a Moonblast, which will KO.
The poison though.
Poison's nice.
Alluring Voice. Didn't even need
Alluring Voice too. Yeah.
Maybe that's for like a Calm Mind Jirachi or something. But that kills.
Yeah, seeing Ironhead. Okay, I was gonna say if it doesn't reveal leftovers, it might just be Scarf Jirachi, but it does reveal the lefties.
It does have lefties. Yep. I'm still thinking Wish is likely on this.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. With things like Ursaring that really needs to be healed up, I think that's pretty good. Going Zygarde is pretty tough. This could Will-O-Wisp here, the Cinderace. I think Will-O-Wisp or Willow Cinderace has really been catching on lately. It is tough to run that into Ursaring though.
Yeah.
So maybe that's less likely.
And I also think that like even if it is getting more popular, on a mon as valuable as Cinderace for other things, it does kind of suck to be like building a team and being like, okay, well if I miss this Wisp, I die and I lose my Cinderace, and if I hit it, I survive.
Yeah, I mean, it already does that with Pyro Kick. No, it's more accurate.
5% difference.
Yeah, I've missed those. Dude, I've missed Victini V creates, okay? You can miss anything.
I've never missed Swift in my life.
That's fair. I do think that, though, in particular, Cinderace into the Zygarde matchup, you might want to run Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Like, so that the thing on the Switch doesn't...
Even if it's just for a swap.
Yeah, but the fact that Ursaring is also a likely switch into Cinderace means that it's less less convenient. You probably just want to be clicking U-turn.
I mean, is Ursaring a super likely swap? Like, you do get for like, well, stab, high jump kick. Even with Eviolite, I can't imagine.
Yeah, Ursaring, well, I mean, Ursaring's Terra.
That. Oh, that's right. What is his type for this? Fairy. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yep.
He does just go
there's
for
the Pyro Ball.
Pyro Ball.
It does have a burn chance, and it's actually Life Orb.
Yeah.
It does a lot of damage, actually, 50%.
And there's the Dragon Dance. So...
DD. Maybe Strength Stab Bramble goes off here. I feel like
if you're expecting to survive this, like you do just kind of keep pace with it with the Strength Stab.
Yeah, I feel like Fizz Def is actually really nice here. Okay, the Glare does actually really help it, but the Power Whip doesn't quite kill.
That's still a lot though with rocks up too. Get down. Well,
yeah, that Zygarde took a lot of damage to switch out.
When the Poltergeist doing 50%. Whoa.
It took rocks.
Oh, it took rocks. I was like, okay. I thought it did the other one. They do so much less.
But Sludge Bomb is more. Citrus Berry is nice. I feel like Citrus maybe is for some Zygarde play.
Yeah. Well, you're almost glad that you're paralyzed here. so you're not getting poisoned.
I
mean, at least until you get full parried. But for those
as long as you don't
there,
speak too soon.
We'll see.
Okay, didn't speak too soon so far.
Still,
yeah, Strength Sap is so good, man. But Pain Split? Oh, this might actually be a closer race. Yeah, the mischance with Poltergeist plus the para plus the fact that it only has 8 PP, I feel like is actually pretty bad for the Bramble here.
Yeah, though you do save some PP with the paras. Not that you're healing during those.
Yeah, but you don't have time. Because now look, you're dead.
Yeah.
Because of the para.
Unable to heal.
Okay, this does just trade 1-for-1. I think Weezing wishes that it could have done more. It was definitely also there for Chomp.
Chomp is at 10% with Toxic, though.
Oh, hold on.
Let's go back. So there's the Iron Head.
I don't know if Pyro Ball was the play here.
Yeah. So let's just pause.
Yeah, this if it was old Libero, I think Pyro Ball was better, and it usually was back then just because of how high Pyro Ball's base power is. You don't have stab on this Pyro Ball right now. It's not like you're fire and steel type like how Terra works. You're just steel type.
Yeah.
So Pyro Ball's 120 base power is the exact same as Iron Head's 80 with stab, but Pyro Ball has a mischance. It could also burn the Ursaring with Guts, which is not what you want. And Iron Head has the 30% flinch.
Else? Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really run anything else.
No, there's no reason. It would be revealed if it was unnerved, and Quick Feet is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much reason to click Pyro Ball unless you were reading, because it would have done literally the exact same damage. It's the same base power after stab on steel.
Jirachi would be the only thing that you'd be.
Yeah, it would only be for a Jirachi switch, which you're okay to just Iron Head and then Pyro Ball after.
I would just Iron Head then
or U-turn out. Yeah, to try and reset your stab.
Yeah. And you still have full health hand, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is like back when Libero and Protean worked that way though, where whatever move you clicked, you just always gained that type. When was it changed? Gen
It was
8
Gen
or
9. It was 9.
And 9.
Yeah.
I mean, Libero and Protean were just pretty broken.
Yeah, it was
back
definitely Gen 9 because it was when they added it to Meowscarada too, and they were like, all right.
Oh, you're right. It was Meowscarada.
Very true. They added the third starter in 4 generations that had that ability essentially.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of a misplay. It might not have mattered. Like it only maybe would have mattered because you have a flinch chance and a mischance and a burn chance that you maybe want to look towards. But because if you get the flinch here, you actually KO. It would have done 39, and then you would have had a pretty good roll to hit it, assuming that was a max roll.
Right.
But that's okay. So we do see just Cinderace going down to an Earthquake. Oh, there's also the chance that Ursaring could have just Terra Fairy'd for... I mean, I don't think there's a reason to. Oh, no. That actually is a reasonable play because Cinderace could have high jump kicked.
Yeah. Yeah, Iron Head just seems
and then the Fairy would have resisted. Yeah, Iron Head is just, I think, the strictly correct play.
But not if you forget about...
But not if you forgore.
Libero.
So yeah, Iron Hands kind of pops off here.
There's the...
Is the Fairy versus Grass fake out.
Fake out. That's a good scout for the Terra. Because it doesn't make a difference. And then you know not to just like waste a turn on a fighting move.
Yeah, now you know to click the electric move, but I do think that the electric move just killed anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We technically... I mean, I didn't do the calc, but I don't know if it has Fizz Def or not. That's okay. The Wild Charge crits, so it didn't matter. Wait, didn't the fake out crit too? Bro, chill out.
Scope Lens.
Wait, it could actually be Scope Lens. You might want to switch this out here to Fake Out. I think Fake Out is going to kill Zygarde after Rock's proc here.
Yeah, and you want to keep...
And it out-prioritizes Extreme Speed, too.
You can even go to the Chomp for... I mean, he's going to click a move that doesn't make contact, but... going to Chomp...
Well, it doesn't have Reskin, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, true. Well, if you just take that sack, then Bundle can just come in, too.
Yeah, Bundle probably starts cleaning up. Yeah, there's the Rocks chip.
He stays in.
I mean, Glare is fine. Oh, no. Okay, didn't need to go to that. It was Yachi Berry. Yeah. Didn't have to go for the fake out play. This could be risky if this is some sort of setup Jirachi here, but close combat just does 63. So
if
Iron
like
Hands has started to get paralyzed.
I was gonna say
It's
this is paraflinch is what I'm thinking with this.
Yeah, well, I was worried about if it was Calm Mind, and then it would start to resist Bundle's special attacks. Chomp is pretty much dead and probably slower than Jirachi.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude,
okay, it lives with 1%.
I say sack the Chomp, reset your defense drops, and then you're probably good to go. Fake out.
Yeah, fake out is good here. You die to rocks and if you switch.
Probably handle this.
Yeah, the fact that Jirachi didn't Calm Mind before means I think it's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
And that's game.
No paras. No full paras.
Yeah, interesting. It was a little bit dicey. Yeah, I do think that if it parried versus Calm Mind Jirachi, the game might have been over.
Yeah.
But that's assuming that Jirachi outspeeds the Garchomp. It might have needed more bulk than speed, and didn't even run speed to invest. We could check.
And we already saw the Iron Head at that point.
We did see Iron Head.
So it would have been at least.
So it probably wasn't CM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the Jirachi spread here to see what speed it has. In 20. The first slot, 20
so it's
speed.
Just creeping something.
And then check how much Chomp has in the third slot.
None.
Full defense, actually, so it did outspeed.
It does outspeed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely could have gone either way if it was more of a setup. We did, like you said, know that it was Iron Head instead.
And you might have been able to.
You see Iron Head, you probably assume it's not Calm Mind, right? So that's fine. Good game all around. This is another game where.
So technically, you wouldn't have known if it was like mixed.
True.
Without any of us
another game though where there was no hazard removal. I mean, Coco just didn't have defog.
No.
And those rocks were up very early.
Weezing doesn't get it.
Yeah, we went over this I think recently.
Yeah.
Base Weezing doesn't have defog.
Yeah, they just stayed up all game. They put in some good work.
Yeah, I think maybe this game could have been or seemed closer than it was because Bundle was never really leveraged, and I know that you can miss the hydro pumps, but it led turn 1, clicked flip turn, and then never came back in. Yeah. And I think that was maybe a missed opportunity. I feel like if Cinderace had been U-turning around a little bit more instead of clicking the Iron Heads, I feel like Bundle could have been leveraged a bit more.
When I used Bundle in my first Paldea Dex League, I was in the same situation where you don't want to hinge situations on it, but it's always in the back and your opponent has to respect that. Your opponent cannot throw away certain mons as long as that bundle is sitting there at 100%, and it really forces their hand on some things that you might like overlap on, where it's like, okay, this Jirachi is a psychic type that can maybe deal with hands, but Jirachi is also my only answer for bundle. So Jirachi stays in the back while hands eats through all these mons. You're banking it on paras, you're banking on this before you bring in the Jirachi, before you bring in, I don't remember who else was still up, but it's like it does put you in that position, and I think that's a really strong thing just to have that presence, and it makes it so you're not relying on that accuracy while still benefiting from the full point value of this mon just existing.
That's fair.
And the more you chip it down with everything else, the less you have to rely on Hydro Pump, because maybe you just get this Jirachi who resists all of your ice moves to a point where Specs Ice Beam just kills him.
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but I think it can go both ways, where if your team is primarily physical, which, like, that's kind of, I think, where you're going with this, right? Where, like, the team has a lot of physical threats, so your special threat is often left unchecked. I think that can be good, like, and bad sometimes, where your whole team is physical, so the opponent preps for it, but then it means your bundle has to like do things to capitalize on that, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. Is let's just assume that everything is phys def. I mean, we can check actually. The floor. Wrong team. On my Kip's team, yeah. We see phys def. We see Spidef.
HP.
It was Spidef Ursa, like I thought.
Jirachi.
Okay, Spidef. So there's actually a lot more Spidef than you might have thought, looking at Tony's team of mostly physical attackers. I think it's less to do with bundle and more to do with Chomp having the mixed capabilities that I think is really strong. that lets the other physical attackers get away with not everything being fully physical invested. It's tough. I think mixed attackers in general are a tricky subject.
Yeah.
And bundle in particular too.
With bundle though, it's like it's kind of it's part of the gamble of running them on like that, and it doesn't even have to be something as broken as bundle. In Nat decks, when I had the Greninja, and this was Gen 8 when it was still old Protean, he was in the same situation a lot, where it's just like, if I don't need him to win, he never comes out. But then he's still there to be like, all right, you still have to be ready for the Specs Ice Beam. Like the Specs Protean Ice Beam, because you just have to be. You have to have something that resists that, or else you lose to this mon that outspeeds your entire team and wipes you. And so it's the gamble is, are my 5 other mons equipped to basically say your team has 30% less HP? Right, that's one way to look at it, and that's why maybe you're playing a little more risky with the hands. Like, okay, you could play safe, swap out. You're paralyzed. Maybe you're not going to get your hit. Maybe you're going to lose your bundle. Maybe you're going to lose your hands or something. Or you could play it like you don't even have this bundle, and all you have to do is get one more hit. Right, like it's just there's multiple ways to play it, and I think it's not like a cheap win strategy, because if anything, it makes it harder for you. But if you are outplaying your opponent for most of the game, I say keep the momentum and keep playing with those 5 while keeping that pressure button just in the back that can come in and just be present on your team as this threat. And I think it plays pretty well just as a threat.
Yeah, I think we have just differing opinions, because I understand what you mean is like just using it as a cleaner in the backline.
Yeah.
But like, don't run it Specs then. Run it Scarf, so that it just guarantees outspeeds things.
Yeah.
That's
it comes down to building too. Yeah, like
it is down to building.
It's a whole other
but
decision,
if your bundle's always in the back, then the FizzDef mons that are there to counteract your physical attacker mons means that on average, I don't think bundle's going to get there. It did work out in this case, because I think Iron Hands just kind of cracked.
Right. Yeah, and again, it's not a surefire strategy. It's not like a free win. It's just I'm not surprised that it worked out like that, because I play like that too sometimes. Where I feel safer having them on that might miss its move. I'd personally rather try and play to my win condition being click Ice Beam 4 times versus you gotta hit that one Hydro Pump and then you're free to go. Then the game's over. You're done.
Well, I think if you just click Ice Beam throughout the course of the game, you have to click Hydro Pump less. Yeah. I don't know. This is very hypothetical. I'm kind of over talking about bundle.
You legalize
interesting to see it. Cool to see. Wait, was this the first bundle replay in NBA?
Yeah,
might have been.
I mean, it wasn't in the first 3.
Yeah. Well, I just mean in in the whole season.
Yeah, well, it's never been legal.
I just don't remember which one was first, because there's multiple bundles drafted.
Wait, which? Are you saying which bundle was drafted first? Or
which bundle that was drafted was used first? Was this the first bundle replay of NBA?
I thought you were saying, was this the first one of like the review? It was like, yes,
no.
Only one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was not the first Excadrill. It was the first Excadrill free replay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, that was our truant game and our Iron Bundle 101 and what it means to be a cleaner episode.
Yeah.
For our next trick, we've got our week 1 snapshots.
I'm gonna start with All-Star.
Yeah.
Do that. Bring that up here. So here's
All-Star. All-Star was real close to having
the exact same diff. Wow.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games out of 8 ended in a +or-4 diff.
Yeah.
This Impulse versus Polito happened to be +-3 because Poito
Toledo
ended up being 3 because he was sick and had to forfeit, unfortunately. And then this was the other one that we watched that was the only battle that happened in the All-Star division that wasn't 4-0, which was pretty silly.
Every time I see the standings at the beginning of the season, it's like, wow, everyone in the top half is the same and everyone in the bottom half is the same. It's like, okay, well, let's think about this.
That's how it works. Yeah. Yep. If it wasn't like that, I'd be concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so up at the top, it's hard to. We're not really going to order them because
Yeah,
everybody
because they're
just kind
all
of
tied.
has the same win rate.
These
But yeah,
these
Monkey
six.
Boy, Jartson, Alice, DJ, Riceman, Goder, Impulse, and Zeb
Oh,
being
you
our winners.
lost.
Impulse getting a forfeit over
Who
Polito,
did you
but
play?
that's okay. I played Riceman. You should watch the replay.
Oh,
It's pretty fun.
no. Maybe I will.
It was a good game, honestly, and it was just an unfortunate ending, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he's good.
Yeah, so we see. I'm not particularly surprised by too many things. I mean, it's hard to be
DJ
surprised because
Brar.
we've only had one game. Yeah, DJ was popping off. He actually
He's
beat
got the final
Overmat,
team. Did he?
and
Wow.
DJ
Oh
has
wow.
started
Yeah,
to seem like Overmat's like the thorn in Overmat's side.
yeah.
Where
He's too
I mean,
analytical.
the last time he played him was actually in the first round of the season. Oh, when was it? I don't remember which season, but last time he played him was in like round 1 of playoffs. And Matt got kind of swept and cleaned up by, I think it was Scarf Regidrago or something weird. I don't remember, but it was like yeah, I think it was Scarf, like Mono Dragon, Regidrago, even though he had a screen tail, just kind of calling
Yeah,
out that Matt's not going to bring the screen tail, and he didn't, so he got swept by it. It was really funny.
that's really funny.
But yeah, he's kind of becoming what Matayoshi is to me, where I see the guy and I just instantly lose before I queue up.
And that's why you put him in a different division.
And that's why I had to separate us. Yeah, I couldn't can't have him in my division. That wouldn't go well for me. Yeah. Anyways, we see
who are the other
Siderius in the bottom. Sorry?
I was gonna say like the other promos, but I guess everyone's a promo for All Star. But like Afonso,
Yeah,
Jumped
technically
Hustle,
everybody is a
Siderius
promo.
would skip the season.
Yeah. The only promos are Afonso and Impulse.
Oh, and Impulse, right? So Impulse
Yeah.
won, but then
He got a forfeit, but he did win, yes.
oh right. That was the forfeit.
Yeah. Afonso did lose. He was getting kind of boomer, doomer. Doom posting about how he's not as good as he seemed last season, kind of thing, and we've like over adjusted him. I think I want to give him some time. I think he's being too hard on himself personally. If it actually turns out that he's just not having fun, we can drop him down in future
It's also
seasons.
like
But
it could just be like a culture shock of going from a lower division into the highest immediately.
Yeah, and
even though it is kind of like
try...
going from Swarm to Hustle in previous seasons, but still.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people being good players in their division, but I felt personally like Afonso would be somebody who was capable of being a regular sized fish in a large pond rather than that same regular sized fish seeming like a really big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
So we moved him up quite a bit. I felt like him and Impulse performed the exact same, honestly, in my books, in the Swarm division last season.
Yeah.
So I kind of had them glued together where wherever one goes, the other goes. And considering that Max had a threat that got him moved down to the Hustle division, there ended up being just 2 spots up here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, not a whole lot to talk about otherwise, though, because it is.
Yeah, not too much. We do see Siderius down here, which he was the lowest rated team, I believe, in the league.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. I wonder. Yeah, and coming from a break, I wonder if our PRs actually look anything similar. Like if the top 8 have a lot of overlap with our top 8 on the PRs. It'd be interesting.
I would also be more interested in checking like next week, when more things are like falling in place.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about this too long. It's just this is what we got. Yeah. And yeah, it was really funny that there were 6 4-0s out of 7 games.
Well, let's see if Hustle can do better and have some success.
On to Hustle. And we see our first 5-0 crazy, which is the battle that we watched, Skyhops versus Eager.
Skarmory.
Yeah, with the Terra Skarm. That's right, we didn't see the Terra...
That was the one that was missing.
Shocks.
Just we didn't see Shocks at all.
No, yeah, Shocks didn't come. Royce lost, which I think it was one of the highest rated of the division. And Lee won, which I believe was one of the lowest of the division. So it just goes to show that none of this really means shit. Our opinions don't matter, and go and play the game.
I guess I can understand why Shocks wouldn't come to this, but you're Terra. I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
you're still on that? Yeah.
I was just curious because like, was there like, did it like look bad into the team? I don't know. But either way, it worked.
Yeah.
Got the best record in the league. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty good spread here. It's everything but a sweep.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
No 6-0s. If we go over to our next division, Swarm Division, we do see our first 6-0 though.
Stella. Over.
Yeah.
Wow, the content.
It was actually a little unfortunate where Kaigai was actually about to get a forfeit win because Stella was feeling sick. And then she said, actually, fuck it. Let me see if I can get myself out of bed. Yeah. So I'm going to try and get out of bed and be functional enough to actually play. And then if you want to take a look over at her page to see what happened.
Let's see.
Yeah, Water Pond kind of just
so
set
Terra
up.
Lycanroc popping off. I like it. Cool.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think Water Pond just got a sub and then got a Swords Dance and then got a Trailblade and then it just won. Now, to be fair, looking at Kaigai's team, what's the Water Pond resist? Aggron? Aggron doesn't even like 1v1 it really. The fastest Pokemon
on except it's neutral, so it's grass.
Yeah. The fastest Pokemon on his team is also another Ogerpon, which historically doesn't beat Waterpon.
Yeah.
Especially if it's set up and subbed up first.
Sapsip or Sliggoo, though?
Oh, you know what?
That actually would have been an answer.
It actually could have. I'll give it to you. Sliggoo would have been a decent check. It would have been a terrible Pokemon, but it does technically check it.
Yeah, because it doesn't even get body press, or it doesn't get iron defense. It's missing one of the things that
it doesn't have body press.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It would have to like toxic it, but even then it was sub. So
yeah.
So yeah, unfortunate for Kaigai. Was that close to winning, but he said, if we can, I'd prefer to play, which I would have preferred them to play too. So I'm glad that they did.
Better in the end.
Just must feel kind of bad to be handed a win and then have it snatched out of your hands right before you can grab it, right? Some of the better teams, let's see. I believe Corey.
This is a fluke. Metro shouldn't have won.
Corey's team was pretty good. What else did we rate highly? I don't think I really remember.
You hated Metro's team.
Did I?
Yeah, you said that it was terrible, and you were gonna rate it low because you wanted her to change stuff.
Oh yeah, did she change stuff?
I don't think so.
Fuck you, Metro.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Tricks.
Or am I? So yeah, there's our picture. There's not too much to talk about week 1. Crazy enough, but there are 8 people who are 1-0 and 8 people who are 0-1. And there was a 6-0 sweep. Heading over to our last division, the Truant division. There is actually one more 6-0 sweep. It was
Morpeko
against Maul.
It
was not a Morpeko sweep.
Surely it was.
It was not a Morpeko sweep.
Sure. I mean, come on. That's a Morpeko.
Yeah, it was a clinic between Rillaboom and Keldeo. So maybe you'd like to watch it, actually. Your monkey boy kind of pops off. Yeah. Not the monkey boy, but your boy who is a monkey.
The Wigglytuff did not come to the game, though.
No.
Neither did the Morpeko.
Yeah.
But it did.
That's kind of a legendary Toady team, isn't it?
It is.
Terra Morpeko with Wigglytuff
and
Rillaboom.
Yeah, and Clefable.
And you like Clef too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Execute because you're cute and you have eggs.
I love eggs.
Yeah.
But this is actually kind of what we talked about when we reviewed this team. Not to go like too much into it, where it's just like, regardless of whatever's going on down here, these 6 Mons just, I mean, they're just gonna win some games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like we said before, a little slow.
Yeah.
But overall pretty damn good. So that was the only 6-0. Everything else very close. There's two 1-0s with Bobo and Dave just barely taking out the
I didn't watch Dave's game. I should watch it.
The 1-0s. Yeah, you should watch his game. It was a good one.
I'm trying to see what else.
I'm just
the double frog team did not win. That's too bad. Handy's team. So this was the one that we liked and everyone else hated. that one, Handy, right? Was it Handy's or am I thinking?
Oh, it was.
No, it was Handy's, right?
Right. Yeah, nobody liked Handy's team, but then
we were both like pretty much like, wow, this is like a pretty good team. Then we looked and we're like, what the? Nobody liked this team.
Yeah, very surprised. I think the criticism was that the only thing is that Mentz wasn't a Terra captain, that it was Skeledirge instead.
Yeah, when you could fit both, I think.
Yeah, because it's Terra'd with Galv, and
but there's work.
You can fit. Yeah.
And honestly, like, not even that bad to just like use a free agency halfway through the season. Like once people have kind of seen what you do with the Terra Dirge, because it does get a little predictable, right? Like if you're always running Fairy, if you're always, like some people just have that comfort one for defensive Terra. Once that gets a little like played into, just swap to the Mentz, and then people just have to figure that out for this final week or final couple weeks, right?
Yeah, for real.
So, and you don't have to adjust anything else. You just change the captain to an arguably stronger one. So, yeah.
That's probably a pretty good strat, honestly.
Yeah.
Just change it up for playoffs, assuming you make it there.
Yeah. Well, not even just playoffs. I'm saying that just like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Just to like
for sure
mix it up with people.
Be a little less scoutable, which I think is always a good property to have.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like everyone else here. Mudkip was one that I think we talked about where it's like definitely like has potential to get up and out of Truant, but we're waiting to kind of see it. And
still losing. I mean, we did review his game against Tony, and I do think that Tony played it pretty well.
Yeah.
I actually think Tony is becoming one of the better players of Division over the last couple of seasons. I think he's really been ramping up
for a couple of seasons, right?
Yeah, I think it's at least his second, maybe his third season by this point. I don't remember.
I think he actually wasn't the first season that we had Truant, now that I think about it.
I don't remember. Yeah, it's definitely more than 2. I don't know.
Either way.
Regardless, I think Tony's really been climbing the ranks, and I think if he just has like a solid playoff performance, could be in line for promotion. Obviously, Sweets is up there as well, where
and Bobo.
He's been just really performing. Bobo, I don't think has really made playoffs. I think he's always been like very middle of the pack. Maybe in round 1.
I think he lost round 1, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's in playoffs. I'm like 99% sure he's in playoffs last season.
Yeah, okay, he was 5-3.
Yeah.
And he made playoffs, but dropped in week 1 to Stormtide, who was the runner-up.
Or no, yeah, runner-up, right, because Kaga won.
Yep.
So not bad. I just like when I'm looking at like this group here, it's like, okay, these guys have had a couple winning seasons, right? And then these are 2 new people. Dave's been around. He's good. He has bad luck. He might not be the best, but yeah. Dave is. I'm waiting for him to try and prove himself.
Yeah, okay. Tony has been in Truant since season 2, so this is his 4th season now.
But he wasn't in like season 1 at all, though, right?
Right.
So his first season was Truant.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, though, probably a pretty much what we expected. I think we both rated Kravitz' team pretty low, even though for some reason the audience rated it higher.
Kravitz did make some good changes to their roster that aren't live on the dock yet.
Oh, they're not.
Because they were only put in like yesterday or something. So they were like put in during week 2. They'll be active for week 3.
Oh, I see. So it's
let me remind myself here. If you go... I'll go back to the team here.
You have to reset.
So Kravitz dropped Slitherwing, Registeel, Manectric, Pincurchin, and Waylord.
So that's pretty much everything we said to get rid of, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. And then picked up...
Oh, you dropped the Registeel too, did you say?
Yeah, I dropped Registeel. Picked up Nihilego.
Then.
Yeah, Nihilego, Tapu Bulu, and Palisand. So actually has a ground type, actually has a fairy type.
Yeah.
I do think the team could have maybe used something a little quicker than Nihilego.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah, so Slitherwing's gone. I do think Slitherwing was cool, but
it was.
I felt redundant with Scizor.
I almost wonder if like I'm glad he like made the changes that he did. Dumping all 5 of your free agents this early though for like a full team revamp is sometimes
only 3.
I thought it was Slitherwing, Registeel, Manectric, Pincurchin, and Waylord.
Yeah, how many Pokemon did they pick up?
Oh, is it based on what you pick? I guess that makes sense. It's what you're picking up. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like that is literally all 5. Okay, yeah.
Only 3 pickups.
There's still some flexibility there.
Yeah, so there is a little more flex, but I also think it's fine to be happy with the team after making 5 trades. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine, and I think a lot of people do end up with the team that they like. Like, I'm someone who like basically never even changes my team, and if I do, I'm just making one sweeping change. But there are times where it's like if it's early in the season and you're just not happy with the first team, so you make some like gut decisions to be like, oh, that'll surely fix it. Then sometimes you end up with the same issue that you had when you made the draft, which is like looking at it after it's done, be like, oh, now I see what's wrong with this, and then you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But
well, that's our snapshot for the Truant division, and I think that about concludes.
We're concluding the stream before 8:00 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. We did have one more replay queued up that we were considering reviewing. I'm not saying we're gonna do it. Don't worry, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah, never.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty good. Pretty quick and concise, and considering how long it was, I think we actually went pretty into detail with a lot of the like replays too. So
yeah, I guess the difference is that this time we didn't really do much on the docs because there isn't a whole lot to talk about yet.
Yeah, not too much to talk about for the docs, really. Yeah, but
still, I mean, personally for me, I like the way that we're doing it now, because with 4 divisions, especially if we're going to be doing doc reviews as well, they can very easily ramble out of control, I think. So I think keeping it concise, one from each division, as long as there is one from each division, is a good goal to set, and hopefully the audience agrees there and is fine with that. And we were talking a little bit about, maybe setting some aside, just some fun ones, maybe towards the end of the season, look through again, or just keep them in mind for the awards at the end, so we can remember some of the funnier moments. So even if you don't see your replay in the review here, it doesn't mean that we didn't see it, doesn't mean that it wasn't good, but we might be leaning more towards interesting games that are easier to analyze, more so than just like, oh, funny thing happened, haha.
Yeah, for example, actually, I even saw Sweets talking in chat. We did see your replay. It was funny. Wasn't too much for us to really talk about, and we did kind of want to stick to, I don't want to call it an educational approach, but more of a better approach to, or more of an approach towards actually breaking things down.
Yeah, especially for the Truant replay. Really. Especially for the Truant replay. Those are the ones that usually have the most like teaching moments in them. Yeah.
Now, fret not, because we do have your replay with a sticky note on it. On my monitor, not actually, but we will be coming back to that maybe near the end of the season for something we like to do when the season's over. Maybe there's an interesting moment in that could be up for vote.
Perhaps.
Yeah. So go watch Sweets versus Crabbit. It's in highlight submissions, and it's also in the Truant replay channel as well. And on that note, I believe that's all we really have to offer tonight.
That is.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for coming. DJ, Barara, and Matayoshi, I see you guys did tune in
is still here.
Towards the end. Glad to see you guys around. Skyhop stuck around. Royce stuck around.
Royce, Sweets.
We got Sweets around. Azzy, Metro, Dre.
Now we're. I think
that's all we really had today.
Yeah. But, it might have been more watching.
Yeah, it was okay. Great to see everybody around.
Some drivers in the chat.
Oh, actually, Matayoshi was around at the beginning. I totally forgot. Well, thanks so much for sticking around. If you stuck with us for the whole almost 2 hours exactly. I guess we gotta end at 8 p.m. sharp, right?
Exactly. We gotta wait.
Yeah, so we got about 30 more seconds to stall.
All right.
So both them Mets.
They suck.
I like trees.
I mean, they beat the Phillies, but
yeah, I'm building a new Magic deck. It's pretty cool.
Have you played the TCG Pocket yet?
I haven't. I'm probably gonna install it.
It's pretty fun. I haven't spent any money. Or no, that's not true. I did do the free trial for the pass.
But other than that, free, right? So it doesn't matter.
It's free. Yeah, technically, it's like a paid thing in the game.
Okay.
But you're still able to get quite a bit of stuff just for free.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it. I recommend it to all of our Pokemon players.
Yeah, I'll probably download it just so that, like I was saying in chat. Oh, it's 8 p.m. Okay, bye, good night.
Well, Skyhops made a good point. We started at 6:01.
No, we didn't. We posted the link at 6:01.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? Okay.